Hello there, and welcome back for the first time to a new solo podcast that I'm starting because the Elijah Talk, I didn't get to film one for this week. Today, I'm starting a new podcast called Better Than Therapy, which is just my solo podcast where I talk about things that are happening around me, things that have been on my mind, things I've been doing, and all that good stuff. So today, we're going to jump right into it because we have some crap to cover, all right? So number one thing that I would like to talk about today is the YouTube restricted mode. Now, half the reason why I'm making this podcast, Better Than Therapy, is because Baked Couch Potato will not show up on, unrestricted mode. And that may have something to do with the fact that I smoke marijuana on that and say that I'm high all the whole time. So that could be why, I'm not sure. So I thought we'd do more of a PC friendly podcast, visual podcast, solo, me talking to myself, because some people said they enjoyed that. So here we are, me just rambling about things and stuff. Okay, so now that we got the establishing premise out of the way, I would like to talk about the YouTube restriction mode, and then after that we're going to talk about the Iron Fist. So if you came here to talk about YouTube restriction mode, stay here, and I'll put a time frame in the description or on the screen to when you can go to listen to the Iron Fist review if you came for that. Now, YouTube restriction mode, it has me feeling very strange because I think it's a stupid idea. It potentially could hurt many channels, including myself, because I dabble in the satire comedy, and I like to say the F word a lot. So it definitely can affect channels. Excuse me, I'm trying to move to a pillow so I look higher. I'm short, what can I say? Need a booster seat still. I think that this is another big attack on censorship on YouTube. Obviously, it's called a restricted mode. Anything that doesn't fit their guidelines is being removed and not being able to be found in search. I went through and saw a bunch of my videos that ones were taken down, and it makes no sense. Some make sense, some don't. I don't think they really have the whole YouTube restricted mode figured out yet, and this is where a lot of the trouble that's starting to come up with it. This morning, I woke up to a bunch of tweets saying YouTube hates LGBT, the restricted mode isn't showing any gay stuff, which, one, is a lie. I went to Amanda Chronicles' channel, turn on restriction mode, and he got some things that say gay in the title, so that already proves the fact that, no, YouTube isn't attacking LGBT people, they're just attacking everyone. Nobody knows what the exact parameters for the restriction mode is or anything, so people are just starting to make assumptions that this is an attack directly on a certain group. It doesn't make any sense. In the past, YouTube has been the biggest advocate of the LGBT community, so I don't know why people would immediately assume that YouTube restriction mode is being an attack on the LGBT community. I think the reason why a lot of the videos are getting not taken down, but are not being shown, and I've seen this through my channel, if anything talks about sexual related things, those are categorized and taken down. It's weird. I don't know I have no idea how restricted mode works, but I'm 100% guaranteeing the internet that YouTube doesn't hate gay people. Okay, that doesn't make any sense from all of the promotions or anything they've done in the past. It's just stupid to think that YouTube hates LGBT community. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say that right now because that doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, a bunch of videos are being restricted, but also, yes, a bunch of videos are being restricted on other people's channels, not having anything to do with LGBT. I've seen some reports of completely PG channels. They don't curse or anything. Get taken off of restricted mode. There's nothing wrong with the content. This restriction mode is completely stupid, I think, personally. I think it's a way to shut out certain creators, because YouTube, I'm 100% sure that they do that, and I'm also 100% sure that I have no idea if this video is going to get restricted or not. I tried to reach out to my manager to see what the kind of the quota for the restricted mode is. I haven't heard back yet, so if I do, I'll definitely let you guys know on that. But YouTube doesn't hate gay people. People make me so upset sometimes they just look for something to fight about sometimes, and that sucks. But YouTube definitely should not have this restricted mode. I think it takes away the whole purpose of YouTube, of uploading whatever you want. I get restricted mode in the sense of there's like somebody going to like cut off a head, or there's porn up. I get that restricted stuff being taken off, and it's a great filter if they can work the system out. But if they're going through this and they can't work the system out, and they're just everything is a blanket slate, it's all black and white and not a gray area thing. That's the problem with algorithms, I think. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I'm just kind of spewing it out from my mouth, but I hope it does. And let's just be clear that YouTube doesn't hate gay people, and also that this is definitely, that YouTube restriction is definitely an attack almost against free speech, I believe. But it is their site. They can do whatever they want, unfortunately. And they'll just have to listen to the community. I mean, as soon as we started uproaring about the videos being unmonetized, if they say swear words or stuff, everybody in the YouTube community spoke out about that, and that was taken care of very quickly. It was all resolved. So I think everybody in the YouTube community, just go ahead and start tweeting at it's like a Congress, you got to start tweeting at the people on the top of YouTube and see if they can get this sorted out for us, because obviously it's not working out right now, and they need to figure that out. And just the restricted mode is stupid at this point, and it's scaring a lot of people. So they need to figure that out. I don't want to talk about that anymore. YouTube doesn't hate gay people. Let's just put that out there and move on with that. So that's pretty much that story. I've been watching Netflix a lot recently. A new series that just dropped was Iron Fist. We're about to move into the review portion of this video. I binge watched as much Iron Fist as I could last night to make this video this morning, because I forgot to do it the other day. And I have a bunch of notes that I wrote down actually about Iron Fist, and there's going to be no spoilers in this, so it's going to be technically a spoiler-free review. Just a couple of my thoughts on it and how it stands up against the rest of the MCU Netflix universe, because I'm a geek at heart. I know right now, look kind of like a douchebag, but I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Love me some nerdy stuff. All right, so here's what I got. Iron Fist Season 1, most of the review, I think I got up to episode about half, definitely at least halfway through. And yes, so anyways, here's what I wrote down. If you're expecting a Marvel TV show that's exactly like the rest of the other Marvel TV shows, so like the ones that are already on Netflix, so Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, you are not going to necessarily get that. It's crazy. The build to where he gets his point, where he shows his powers, is more of a psychological game than just right out showing you his powers. You don't see his power until the end of episode 2, I believe. I don't think that's a spoiler, but okay, it may be a spoiler, so decently spoiler-free version. So he gets to the point when he does that, and they did that in the first couple episodes. And the way they got to that point, I thought was great. I think it was a great idea to make it more of a psychological thriller. So the best way to watch this show is not to already know the Iron Fist, Danny Rand is the Iron Fist, is to really just believe the plot that they're going to give you. This is very geared towards someone who has no idea who the Iron Fist is or Danny Rand is, and I think that was not the best way to approach it. But for somebody who just randomly found this series on the internet and they had no idea who Iron Fist was, It was a great introduction to the character. It played a lot of mind games, I think. And that's pretty much that. I thought the beginning was pretty cool. It plays with your mind. I thought it was dope. Then we start getting into a little bit later, and I feel like there wasn't enough Danny Rand after the second episode. They really started to tie in a lot of plots, so there was a lot of back plots going on. And I really don't enjoy back plots because I rather have the main action always going on, but that's just me. And I think because of there not being a lot of Danny Rand, and then the plots being like really driven by like 4 main characters, or supporting one main Danny and then the supporting cast. Those plots all around them feel so slow and drudged out, which is not something you want in a show, I don't think. But they're testing the ground out with this, and I'm going to continue watching before I judge too harshly, but it's really slow at this point where I'm watching. It's not a bad show at this point right now. It's pretty good. A thing that also bugs me is the fight scenes. The fight scenes up until at least episode 5 or 7 of where I've gotten, they look like they're still being rehearsed, they look like they're still training for these fight scenes. It doesn't look like the actors fully trust themselves with their partner when they're fighting. It just kind of, it's kind of like one of when somebody throws a fist, they immediately it's like a hesitation. I don't know how to explain it, but the fighting is very bad. It's very bad. Hopefully it gets better towards the end of that. But right now, I just don't necessarily like the fighting because it is just so staged. It's so, I don't know, it's weird. I think I picked up what they were trying to do in some portions, which is kind of like do a slow down, but it just looks like they're training, they're rehearsing the fight and not actually are in a fight in the show. So I think that's something they can definitely pick up on. And the biggest thing about the Danny show, the Netflix show Iron Fist, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired, excuse me. That's why I look like death. I barely slept because I was trying to finish all of this in the night and then get this up by the morning. I think the biggest difference in this show versus all the other Marvel Netflix shows is that each show we've had so far, we've been kind of on the streets of New York. We've been in the nitty gritty, the areas where they need the most help. We have super fighters. We have superheroes fighting the good fight, taking care of their city. And then we get to this series. We have Danny Rand, who is essentially a billionaire, and he's helping I don't want to give away the plot, but he's basically protecting his company and trying to get rid of the evil forces that are inside of his company, which, if you don't know the business world, is very slow and boring. And I think that's another part of this whole thing of why this series seems so slow to a build, because we're literally dealing with the most boring things ever. We're dealing with politics, with money, things you don't necessarily always see in a Netflix show, but it's cool that they are trying something different. They're trying to make the life of a billionaire playboy, essentially, who went to a monastery and it's trying to make him that. I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I think it's just boring. I think the billionaire life of all of that style, it's just boring. Nobody really wants to hear about the sales and the good stuff. It does show a lot of character work though, so that's cool. I think the actor who plays Danny Rand's pretty nice. I've watched a lot of adaptations of not Netflix but cartoon versions of Iron Fist, and he's not very zen as I thought he was going to be. But he's working his way there. I feel like they're going to really find their footing if they do get greenlit for season 2. Even though that's not really something you want to hear with season 1 if they're not going to find their footing. But I'm also not all the way done with it. But this is what I've had. This is my thoughts for so far. So these are the episodes you'd probably watch if you started binge watching it anyways. That's pretty much it, I think. I think that it definitely could be better, and he's gonna be, I think the character Danny Rand is pretty good. So that's my review. I would check, if you like the Netflix series stuff, I would check it out. If you don't like it, I would see how you like the first 3 episodes or the first 2 episodes. Really let yourself get involved in the plot. Believe everything in the plot. I think that makes everything easier. Be skeptical, kind of enjoy it like it's the first time you're seeing it. If you never heard of Iron Fist, then it would be the first time you've been seeing it. So that is it. That is my review of Iron Fist, as spoiler free as I could have made it. And that's kind of all I wanted to talk about in this podcast. Just me talking. Better than therapy. That's what I'm naming it. So I hope you guys enjoyed me talking to you, and I'm going to flick this off, and I'm going to go finish the series and maybe give an updated thing. I don't know. Also, I think I'm going to start making on my second channel some reaction videos where I react to a music video every day or something. I don't know, just to constantly keep uploading. Man, it looks like there's something dirty on my right here, but it's just hair. I need a shave. That's what I just learned right now. All right, guys, thank you for watching and listening to the Better Than Therapy podcast. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you have any suggestions of what to talk about or stuff, if you want to just talk, comment down below. And I will see you guys next time I upload a video, which is usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Podcasts on Sunday, either the Elijah Talk or Better Than Therapy, where I just talk to myself. And, with myself, talk to you, you listen, and I talk about things around me. All right. That was awkward. There's no editing in this, so, everything you see is what you get. It's so real. Gotta take this call. See you guys. Have a good one. No, I didn't. No, I don't need the ointment cream anymore. Click one of these things on the screen. Just subscribe, and I think, the best recommended video for you to watch. I don't know. Yeah, no, so I don't need that. I don't need that cream anymore. Definitely not.